Today I'll be showing you how to replace batteries and maintain your GE Interlogix security system smoke detectors. Before doing anything with the smoke detector, it's always a good idea to have your system put on test. Call your central station, tell them that you're going to be working on the smoke sensor for maybe the next hour and not to respond to it. You'll get an indicator on your main panel about a week before the smoke sensor starts beeping to tell you that you have a low battery. If you want to check your main panel, all you have to do is press the status button and it will tell you which smoke sensor has a low battery. If you don't replace the battery after approximately 7 days, the smoke sensor itself will start giving you beeps about every 45 seconds. You can silence these beeps for up to 24 hours by pressing and holding the test silence button. Hold it for about 2 seconds. When you do that, the system is going to give you 3 loud beeps, and then it should silence for up to 24 hours, giving you time to sleep through the night. When you go to replace these batteries, you simply give the smoke detector a counterclockwise turn and pull it off the ceiling. Turn it over and you'll see a battery cover. You just slide it sideways and remove it. Oftentimes there's a tab that you can pull on to remove the batteries. Whether there's a tab or not, they're pretty easy to take out. So you just remove the 2 batteries. It's good to note which way they were in before you take them out, but if you didn't notice, there is a marking in here. You probably won't be able to see it on this video too well, but up here at the very end, there's a little plus symbol, and there's also a plus symbol here, and there's a little drawing of a battery inside this compartment that shows you the bump out for the positive ends. Pull the tab back. The batteries also, most times people will put in batteries like this. Most systems that use batteries like this, they do go in opposite directions. In this one, they both go in the same direction. So you pull the ribbon back and set the battery into place. Lay it down in there. Now this battery, the first one you put in, pulls back on this tab. If that tab's not pulled back, the sensor will not go back up on the ceiling. So basically, in essence, if there's no batteries in it, it will not allow you to mount it back up on the ceiling. Also, the system knows if the sensor is taken down from the ceiling because this back bracket has a magnet in it. If this magnet isn't lined up with the sensor properly, it will say that the sensor is being tampered with. The most common call I get is, I replaced my batteries, but now it's saying smoke detector tamper. And the simple reason is because you haven't put it back up on the ceiling yet. So, lay the ribbon back. Oftentimes, these covers get bent and people can't get them back on because they'll lock these 2 tabs in here and then they'll go to squeeze it down here. And what that ends up doing is bending over this little tab right here. If that tab's bent over, it won't allow that cover to slide in underneath this opening right here. So what you do is you set the cover in place all the way open, flat like this, and then slide it into place. It's easier than I'm making it look. There we go. So now it's back in place. Then the most difficult part of all of it, the thing I get the calls on the most often, is I can't get my smoke sensor back up on the ceiling. Now these little lines that I've drawn in here and here, they don't come with the smoke detector. So if you don't know what you're looking for, it is pretty hard to get back up on the ceiling. What you're looking for is a bump out on the smoke detector, and you're looking for a scrolled out arrow on the base. Now it's pretty easy to see right now, but if this is on a white ceiling, that arrow may be pretty hard to see. So I would recommend drawing some sort of indicator. The most important indicator would be on the side, right where that is, because that's what you're going to see when you're putting it back up. I also put an arrow on the inside, and again, the most important indicator is put a little line right there. You may also want to write where the smoke sensor is mounted. If it's in the basement, main floor, second floor, child's bedroom, whatever. If it's mounted on there, you'll know where to put them back up. A lot of people take down all their smoke sensors, lay them out on the kitchen table, replace all the batteries, put them back up, and now your smoke sensor that The alarm system thinks is on the second floor is in your basement. So you have a smoke detector in the basement labeled second floor, smoke detector on the second floor labeled basement. You have a fire on your second floor, and the fire department's looking for it in the basement. So always put them back in where they came out. And this spot right here is a nice flat spot to write that in. So simply line up those two right there, like that, and then click it into place. Now, if your smoke sensor is over 5 years old, I'd recommend testing the sensitivity. And the easy way to do that is you press and hold this test silence button for about 2 seconds. When you do that, this will flash a number of flashes from 0 to 9. So we'll do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll beep 3 alarm signals. And then it'll reset. Just like that. Now, we got 4 flashes on that. If you get 0 to 1 flashes, that means the smoke sensor is not functioning properly and should be replaced. If you get 2 to 3 flashes, that means the sensitivity on it is really low and it may not trigger during a fire, and I would recommend replacing that. If you get 4 to 7 flashes, and again we got 4 on this one, that means it's functioning normally. If you get 8 or 9 flashes, that means that it's super sensitive. Chances are it's really dusty and should be cleaned. So when you go to clean a smoke sensor, take the batteries out of it. If you don't take the batteries out of it, it will go into alarm while you're cleaning. Then you're looking around this ridge right here for a little hole right there. Then you need a flat tip screwdriver, stick it down in that hole, and lift up like that. You can remove this cover plate. Then inside here, the cover says squeeze here. So you just put your fingers on either side and squeeze where indicated, and you can remove the cover. This one's brand new, so it's super clean. But here are the components that sense the smoke in the chamber. And if this is dusty, you use a toothbrush, brush it out, use some compressed air, and spray out the dust. The most common place to get really dirty is the cover. So definitely use a toothbrush all the way around the edges. Try to get down inside the grooves inside there. Get it as clean as you possibly can. And again, spray it out with some clear air. There are some little notches in here. These little notches fit right over the sensing components. So that's how you can tell how it's lined up when you go to put it back in. It'll only go that one way. There we go. Once you have it in place, just squeeze it down on and it'll snap in. The cover is really easy to get back on. You just move it around here until it drops down in, and then lock it into place with a clockwise turn. Go ahead and replace your batteries. And put the cover back on. And line up your arrow and your little bump out. Lock it into place. And then one more time, do a quick test for sensitivity by pressing and holding this button. 4 flashes, that's perfect. 4 to 7 again is perfect. And that's how to replace batteries, clean and maintain your GE Interlogix smoke detectors. Thanks for watching.